Welcome, Ronin Talk. We're back.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Been busy though.
Your two hosts, Sean the Potential Allen,
Andrew the Beast Tyson.
and welterweight's a messy place to be at right now.
Alright, man. But listen, so first off, we'll talk about this fight with Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley. What was your perspective like? What did you think of the fight when you were watching it?
See, when you get fights like that, sometimes it's so hard to look at. Was it because Usman was just the better athlete, which everyone said he was?
I remember I brought that up.
Yeah, he's
one of
super
those guys
athletic.
will be surprised.
Great, an endless gas tank.
Yeah.
Or did Woodley just not show up?
I don't know. I don't want to do that to Usman.
Me neither, but it's
right?
just certain when I watched the fight twice.
Yeah.
There's certain tendencies I saw.
It was weird.
He would not pull the
lost.
trigger.
He looked lost.
He had the angle a couple times when Kamaru was coming in with his hands down.
It was very weird.
You know, and we've seen him catch guys like Josh Koscheck with that overhand right when they engage on that angle with their hands down. So, but at the end of the day, man, Usman just looked incredible.
You know what? Okay, so I'll say this. Even though I feel like I was right about one of them being surprised. I think Woodley was genuinely surprised. I also must say I was wrong about my comment about when you do your own camp, because watching some of those videos you sent me of him and Michael Chandler wrestling, I go, that's why he won the fight.
Yeah.
He didn't forget where he was from, and when they locked up, you did not notice that one. Now, granted, he was a national champion wrestler D2, but Woodley was kind of being insulting like that, like, oh, well, you were D2, and you know, at the end of the day, Woodley didn't look like he did a single wrestling practice the whole time. Now, I know he trains with Askren, but it's two different styles of wrestling.
It is.
And I feel like Askren's one of those, like, he'll slowly grind you, and I feel like maybe Woodley's so used to training with a guy that takes him down that he kind of forgot how to sprawl, he kind of forgot how to scramble, like.
You bring up a good point with that.
It was just very weird.
The two wrestling styles, like that grinding style by Ben Askren, that's gonna help with your cardio. That's gonna help you grind. It's gonna help you push through. But when you're Usman and you got guys like I don't remember the wrestling coach's name,
like all those guys,
but Michael Chandler, they're doing that blitz wrestling.
And I remember I made the ignorant comment like, oh well, you know, Usman's still doing like group wrestling things. And you know what I realized? Like that's why he won. Like it's because he still had that dog in him, right? And I'm like watching those videos of him and Chandler, I was like, I wonder the last time Askren had scrambles like that. Like not Askren, Woodley, right? Like because if you look at Askren's style, it's a much more slow, methodical. It's a very top-heavy style. Yeah. Whereas you know, Kamaru was just putting a pace on. It's a different type of wrestling. And like I said, I feel like sometimes training with a better wrestler can be a bad thing because you get too comfortable getting taken down. You almost accept it
because you're like, he's so much better than me.
Yeah,
and this is the best guy in the world. So me against other guys, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and because Askren, like I said, he's more of like almost like an anaconda. He kind of slowly grinds into it. He's a scramble wrestler, but it's more like that funky. Weird positioning, whereas like, you know, like I said, you watch those videos of him, Michael Johnson, Chandler, like down there in Florida, those guys are like going at it when they do these wrestling practices.
The basis of their camp is KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
They like to do the same basic techniques, but be perfect at it.
And it's conditioning, like the way they put that pace on was like I said, Askren's more like, look at the fight he had with Lawler. It was very like I said, it was more of a methodical way he got him into that position. He's not like an explosive wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so very surprised by that. Like, but then once, like I said, the second, third round came around, I started asking, like, I wonder the last time Woodley did a group wrestling practice with like 3-4 other Division I wrestlers, where everyone's just going at it, where you're going against a guy who's not in the UFC, but he's just like fresh out of college wrestler. And like, I realized I was wrong about my comment about, oh, well, he does his own camp. Like, yeah, but like, is he doing it right? Like, was he getting the type of work that he needed to go against a guy like Kamaru? And like, clearly not, right? Very disappointed to see that. It was very weird. Yeah. Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think what do you think? I don't know what to think about that fight.
170 right now, to me, is the same place 55 was a couple years ago.
Too many guys.
We're like they're the top 5, and now we'll get to it. But Masvidal is in top 5 now. Like it's so messy that like I feel like when you have a performance like that, you gotta go out there, get at least one more W, and then challenge again.
Yeah, so like,
you know what I mean?
You know, I remember Brent Shaw was talking about like, oh, Woodley's gonna have to go through forever to get the another title shot. You know why I disagree with that? Because realistically, the 170 division has been kind of in a way clearing itself out already. There's a lot of guys, but a lot of them are coming off of L's. Like, I don't think it would take much for Woodley to get back in the...
Honestly, I think he's won. I think he's won impressive victory.
You can't give him a bum neck, so you automatically have to give him someone tough.
Yeah.
So he can easily get himself back in the conversation with 2 impressive wins.
Quickly.
So what, like, and to kind of segue to that, so this whole Askren, Lawler thing, right? Like, What's your perspective on how that played out? Because now we're talking about Askren possibly fighting for the belt after the whole Covington Usman fight.
Yeah.
If he gets through Lawler, because I think that's what they're gonna make him do. What was your perspective on that fight? The tap out or the early stoppage?
Here's the thing, man. I watched it over and over and over again. If at no point in practice, at no point in competition, have I ever let myself go limp.
Limp like that.
Like,
That's weird.
here's the thing. If my hand is up here and I'm coming down, I'm gonna bring my hand down and I'm gonna protect my neck.
Yeah.
Lawler's hand clearly, like, it hit the mat and it did a little
And
baby
it was like
bounce.
2.5 minutes left. Like what? Like
Listen, Askren wasn't letting that go. Askren can do that for 2.5
yeah.
minutes.
And you know, Lawler was mad because he said, "Oh, when you put my hand up, I kind of gave you a thumbs up." But it's like, what was the game plan from that position?
But he also realized.
I think he was out and got woke back up.
I think so too. I think here's the thing.
Weird.
A lot of people don't realize this. A guy with a good grip, especially a wrestler like Askren,
In that bulldog position.
in that bullet, if they get around your temples, man.
Yeah, I hate when people are like, "Oh, it was around the neck." Like, what is your point, bro?
Yo,
Like,
if
have
someone
you never been choked by a black belt? Like, yeah, they don't have to get under your neck.
How many rear
Marcelo
naked
Garcia
chokes?
is a perfect example of a guy who does not. Carl Gracie,
Yeah.
another guy who does not need to get under
Damian
your
Maia.
neck. Yeah.
Gunnar Nelson.
You can choke a guy.
Yeah.
And then even then, it's just like the neck cranking part. I mean, Tim Elliott finished a fight that way in the UFC with the bulldog choke. So.
What do you think? What was next though?
Well, we need the rematch because, like, I know Askren doesn't want to,
Yeah.
but one, he's not going to get Usman next because Covington's got that. Masvidal has every right to say he wants the next title shot. And listen, Dana White's not the biggest fan of you and Woodley. You guys weren't going to fight each other anyway. He has every reason to make you fight Lawler again and maybe make you fight another fight, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you give him Lawler next because I know they want that rematch, and then maybe either Leon Edwards or Till.
Now, okay, so let's jump over to that side of the welterweight
That whole
division.
situation.
I wasn't impressed with Leon Edwards over Gunnar Nelson.
I was.
I'm saying I'm not impressed to the point where we can start talking about him in the title.
Well, the reason I'm impressed is because, like, I had no idea his grappling was that good. The fact that he was able to control Gunnar, take him down, and it wasn't like you guys fell to the ground. Then he controlled him.
He
was
did.
Very methodical the way he controlled him.
Yeah.
It was a very planned out way he did it. His technique, his striking looked good. Now Gunnar got him down in the third round, but I was thoroughly impressed. Now, obviously, I'm not saying Leon Edwards gets a title shot. What I'm saying is that's a good matchup to give a guy like Askren.
In that case, yeah. I mean, I think I misunderstood. My initial thing was, okay, well, Leon's not title ready.
Because now Till's coming off of 2 losses in a row.
Yeah.
To getting finished at that.
I heard his weight cut was brutal. And
he's probably gonna leave the division.
Did you see him at weigh-ins?
Yeah, he looked like shit.
He looked.
And so that's another thing. I think he's leaving the division anyway. Yeah. And then Masvidal has every right to say, I want to wait for the title shot. And I think that's an exciting, no matter who has the belt, he's an exciting guy to let the fight happen. Yeah. Askren for sure, and Lawler's going to be something we're going to watch. Yeah. What do you do with Leon Edwards next? Like, who else is in that division?
Well, here's the thing now. I feel like Leon versus Masvidal, even though, like, forget the antics that happened backstage. The reason I say that is because...
Well, they stopped to wait for Usman. Yeah, you're right.
And then
it's perfect.
Masvidal's ranked number 5.
It's perfect.
Wonder Boy's still ahead of him, and Wonder Boy has a win over Masvidal.
Good point.
So, like, to me, it's just like, I don't think you can just go straight to the title.
And I don't think Wonder Boy gets a title shot taking this Pettis fight. That's the only reason I think it was weird for him to take this, because I don't think he does anything for his career.
Well, here's what happened. No one wanted to fight him.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, they did the interview.
When they say no one wants to fight him, it's like, who are you asking, right? Like, Till, I think, would have taken the fight again, but they beat him.
But then what's the point?
So you're right, that's a good point.
Because you gotta remember, now they're on ESPN, they don't want...
Maybe
they want to put
Edwards,
some fresher
maybe
fights.
Edwards, I think, would fight anybody who's ahead of him. I think he's a guy.
Fair, but in all fairness, Edwards has been booked since December.
And then Askren. I think Askren and Wonder Boy would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But it's a timing thing, right?
Yeah,
Wonder hasn't bought... So
that's not a bad match. Wonder Boy needs to... I see him beating Pettis.
It should, because he had those 2 title shots already, and so and then you lost to Till. It's gonna be a while before he gets another title shot.
Well, here's the thing, Woodley isn't the champ anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of a...
Yeah, but do you give a guy that 3 title shots that quickly when so many other guys haven't gotten any? I don't think.
How many title shots did Kenny Florian get?
Yeah, but different divisions. And he was clearing guys out. He was, and remember, he didn't have all his losses.
Yeah, that was.
He was losing at the title, went on like another 5 win streak, and they got a title shot again.
That's
really
a good point,
right?
Like, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So I mean, that's a little bit different of a situation. And so, like, what do you think happens with this fight with because I think the Wonder Boy Pettis fight's an easy fight for Wonder Boy. I hope Pettis looks better at 70, but like I think he's just lost. I think he just kind of is looking for a money fight. I don't like. You were fighting at 145 at one point. Like we were talking about a super fight with you and Aldo at one point. Now you're fighting 170.
Yeah.
And you have been losing at 155. I don't know.
It's one of those things now where it's like I'm noticing. I don't know if you've noticed it too. There's a little bit of a renaissance going on in the sport where guys are like not cutting weight.
Well, yeah,
slowly and slowly, we're seeing more and more guys like
the ban on IVs, like or however many you're allowed to use. That's a big deal, bro. And then
it is.
I think with just Pettis, it's a discipline thing, bro. Like you were undersized 55 at one point. How are you fighting at 70? You're not the rest of these guys who's like, oh, this is a terrible weight cut.
It's like there's a lot of really big 70s.
When he was in his prime and fit, he was like walking around at 70. He wasn't cutting a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So to see that he got to a point where this is an issue, it's like, I think that's just a pure discipline thing. Like, how are you getting this big, bro? He's not like a power lifter.
No. His frame doesn't support it.
No, and so it's just very odd that that's the fight. But I know it's an exciting fight.
Yeah.
It'll be entertaining, and it's he has nothing to lose. It's a main event. I think that's one of the only ways he could have gotten a main event.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets any main event fights at 55.
Yeah.
It was a great thing for him. Wonderboy, I think it's just kind of like, I think maybe they're just paying him well.
Yeah.
But definitely doesn't get you any closer to the belt.
It doesn't. Being a guy like Pettis is just like, okay, I'm coming off a victory. Now give me someone in the upper echelon of the division.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, so Usman and Colby is what's coming up next.
Yeah.
Easy fight for Usman, in my opinion. I think he's just a better version of Colby.
I think so too.
He's healthier,
he's bigger,
more
he's stronger, he's more athletic. His striking is more refined, and his wrestling is better.
Askren versus Lawler if they make that rematch.
I don't know. It's a tough one to call. I mean, I want to say one thing. I will say, if you look at it, when Askren got dropped on his head and Lawler started dropping those bombs on him, and Askren was still there.
Mad respect for how tough he is.
Lawler's demeanor changed.
I don't think you could believe that he was able to take it.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's very rare you're gonna be able to slam him on his head because he said like he said, I think I got a concussion when he slammed me. Like he was out.
Oh, he was hurt.
So and then the fact that he was able to come back, take you down, put you in that choke. I just feel like if he was gonna beat him, that was the moment. Now it's like Ashton has the confidence to know, like, yo, you had me in the worst situation possible. And if you're Lawler, you're thinking like, fuck, man, like that was like the best chance I have to get you.
Because he dropped bombs.
Yeah, so I think Ashton wins that fight.
I think Ashton can grind him out.
So Edwards versus Masvidal.
I see Masvidal. I like Masvidal that he took this long break.
Yeah.
And the way he came back against Till.
I think the Till thing is just, I think he's chinny at this point. The way he was sleeping like that, like I know Masvidal hits hard, but I don't remember the last time I've seen Masvidal put a guy flatline like that. Like he flatlined him.
Yeah, because he
died.
only TKO.
And it was a left hand. So I'm wondering if that was as impressive as he thought. And he got dropped early in the fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like to me, this is a big deal for Edwards if they make that fight.
Yeah.
Well, what's next for Woodley?
Woodley takes some time off, and I say you give him like a Dos Anjos or a.
They're gonna make him work for it.
They're gonna put him through somewhere.
Dos Anjos is fighting somebody else already too. At 70, I know.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing. I don't remember who, but yeah.
So I like I said, it was a very weird performance. He's gonna have to work his way back. But when you were a champ for that long, you did what you did. He's gonna get those fights where if you win a couple, you're able to get it done.
Yeah.
Who is the champ in 2020? Who is the welterweight champion in 2020?
Damn, who knows at this point? I think Usman can make a run.
I think
Usman can make a run, man.
I think it all depends on what happens with this Askren Lawler fight. I think they give Askren a title shot quick. I think because of the beef that he already started with Marty. I think the venom that's already there.
I don't think we're allowed to call Marty.
I think if you beat Lawler 2 times in a row, you're able to put yourself in that conversation. And then everybody else kind of. And now I don't want to fight Till if I'm Askren.
No,
I don't want to fight you anymore.
There's no point.
Like, sorry, bro. You got.
I flew to London to pick a fight.
If I fight Lawler, I don't want to fight you now. And Masvidal has every reason to want to fight for the title or get Leon Edwards because of their beef.
100%.
So I'm gonna make a bold statement and say I think Askren could be champion here. I don't know if Usman's style is a good way to go against a guy like Askren. One thing I will say though is he could outstrike him and maybe sprawl.
He can outstrike, and he's longer.
I think that's
he could stay on the outside for 25 minutes.
That's the one thing is that he might be able to defend Askren's style because of his athleticism.
Yeah.
So that's the fight I want to see more than anything at 170.
Fair. I like that.
That's the fight I want to see.
I like that.
Well, guys, like I said, sorry for the delay. We're dropping 2 quick episodes. We're gonna have number 14 out right after this. Like, subscribe, share. So we got a lot of
somewhere down here.
A lot of exciting things coming up this summer. We're working on a lot of things, so just be on the lookout for that. And man, keep track of all these fights. It's gonna be an exciting year with the UFC and ESPN.
Gang. Take care, guys.